This is called Edo Kotobuki Jishi. This translates to the celebratory lion dance of Edo, which is the old name for Tokyo. So it's the traditional celebratory lion dance of Tokyo, Edo Kotobuki Jishi. And all over Japan, there's all different types of shishimai, or lion dance. There's all different types, they all look different, they all sound different, the music is different. This one is very, very specific to this certain Tokyo style, and it's the Kotobuki version of it. And within that, in Tokyo, we are studying the Wakayama Ryu, Edo Kotobuki Jishi. So Wakayama Ryu is a professional group in Tokyo that performs this shishimai. They perform the Tokyo festival music. It's called Edo Bayashi, and they perform a type of stage art called Sato Kagura, which is specifically for us. We study under our teacher Kyosuke Suzuki sensei, who's a longtime member, and sometimes he comes to the U.S. to teach. We've taken lessons and workshops. Often we go to Japan to take lessons, also see him perform. So this is a very specific lineage and a very specific art form that we're studying, and very, very happy to bring it to San Diego. There's other places around the U.S. that are doing the same thing. They've studied this exact same Edo Kotobuki Jishi under Wakayama Ryu, under Suzuki sensei, and they have their own shishigashira, which is the lion head, and play the same music, which features 3 musicians. So if you went to Japan and saw a performance of this, typically, most often you would see it during New Year's time. Sometimes you would see it at a party, any kind of celebratory occasion. The company perhaps would hire this group to come and perform it for them. And it's to bring good luck is the real main reason. Of course, it's entertaining and it's kind of fun and festive, but the real reason is to bring good luck and cast away bad spirits. And that's really the true foundation, or the way this shishimai started in the first place was, the whole idea is that the shishi is a representative of the Shinto shrine. So when people go to the Shinto shrine and pray for no disease, or make sure that we still have a roof over our head, or anything that you would go to the Shinto shrine for, the shishi is a representative of that. And in the old days, when the shishimai first started, the group would go from home to home. Audiences in Japan also usually know that if you are bitten in the head by the shishi, that means you're going to have good luck for the rest of the year. So in order to entice the shishi, people have bills of money. And it's a gentle or fake bite, or a very, very gentle. But that's the idea, is that the shishi is giving you good luck. So that's how you would see the context if you went to Japan and watched the Edo Kotobuki Jishi in general. But I think it's truly a combination of entertainment and kind of a ceremonial aspect. So the shishi, for entertainment purposes, the shishi does these certain movements that are funny and kind of animal-like. And then there's other parts you learn that's like, this means, for example, toward the end, the shishi goes here, it bites here, goes this way, it bites this way. That's like saying, like, this side of the room we're going to purify, and this side of the room. The shishigashira, which we're going to talk about next, extremely specific to our style of shishimai. Very, very specific. It has to be made a certain way, and because of that, there's very few artisans, craft people who can make the proper thing. Suzuki sensei came to teach at Stanford for the Taiko conference in 2011, and I had the fortune of taking his workshop to learn the drumming. And then in subsequent years, he came back to the US several times to do the intensives for the Mai. So I had the fortune of taking intensives with him quite a few times. With shishigashira, I think they typically come in like red and black. So having it in gold foil, where she's really blinged out, is pretty special. They come in bigger and smaller sizes, but this is just about right for doing this style of shishimai, which
involves a lot of jumping and floor work. So there's a lot of athleticism that's involved, as you guys saw. So you don't want the shishigashira to be too heavy. The shishigashira is made out of, I think it's hinoki, which is a relatively light wood out of Japan, or Japanese cypress. And then what they do is, I can show you the inside here. She started off about 1 inch thick. And you have to be careful how thin you make this, because the more material you take away, the easier it is for the shishigashira to break. But there's a wire here that I pull down, and that causes her ears to perk up. She's not made out of a single piece of wood. If she was, over time, because of expansion and contraction of the wood, she would crack. So she was actually made out of probably, I would guess, like 60 or 70 pieces of wood, laminated together. And then when we saw it, she was like rough carved. This is yak hair, white yak hair. And so it's attached and stitched onto the aori. The hair is quite heavy, so it's like doing aerobics and jumping around with a giant blanket over your head. And you can't really see what's happening.